Greetings and aloha, Pali here, and as always, mahalo for tuning in to Doko Ga TV here on K5 and KHNL. This episode is part 4 of our ongoing Niigata, Nagano New Year's video diary series. On our last episode, the Nonstop 808 group arrived in Niigata and was immediately welcomed with the area's signature specialties such as amazing seafood, sashimi, shrimp, and sake. After taking part in the New Year's tradition of Hatsumode, the first shrine visit of the year, we headed to the Northern Culture Museum, continuing our traditional Shogatsu Niigata immersion, as well as being treated to some incredible, once-in-a-lifetime experiences here. Team Doko Ga TV first visited the Northern Culture Museum 2 years ago. Executive Director and Curator Takao Sato shared with us an amazing story of an unbelievable post-wartime friendship that spanned generations and played an integral role in the preservation of this museum and its history. We spent our morning in complete awe of our surroundings and the amazing story behind this Niigata treasure. Originally the mansion of the Ito family during the Edo period between 1603 and 1868, the Northern Culture Museum is yet another facet attributing to the rich history of Niigata. The family of Bunkichi Ito and his successors was, at one time, the largest landowners in the Echigo region, which is now modern-day Niigata. In 1903, Atsuo Ito became the 7th Bunkichi and family patriarch when he was only 8 years old. After graduating from renowned Keio University in Tokyo, Atsuo Ito went to the United States to continue his studies in Pennsylvania until his return to Niigata in 1927. At the end of World War II, U.S. occupying forces led by General MacArthur disassembled all large land holdings in Japan as part of a number of political and economic reforms. In 1946, tasked with carrying out terms of the U.S. established Land Reform Act, First Lieutenant Ralph Wright came to the Ito household to obtain information about the family and estate. The original plan was to demolish the property and convert it into apartment complexes. This visit resulted in an uncanny coincidence. Lieutenant Wright realized he recognized Atsuo Ito as they both attended Pennsylvania University. The two became friends, and Lieutenant Wright classified the residence as having valuable cultural significance and legacy, allowing it to be converted to the museum that it is today. This long-lasting friendship with Lieutenant Ralph Wright continued with Atsuo's son, Yoshihiko, the 8th Bunkichi, who dedicated his life to the promotion of Niigata culture and international exchange. Fast forward a couple of years since Doko Ga TV's first visit here, and it was New Year's Day, January 1st, 2020. The 808 group was ready to enjoy a traditional New Year's Day celebration here in Niigata. The history of Mochi started in China thousands of years ago, and on this New Year's Day, we got to witness these Mochi masters at work, moving in unison and in complete synchronicity. We were all mesmerized by their flawless technique. And then it was our turn. Yikes. They made it look really easy. Ironically, I'm never back home during the holidays to pound mochi with friends and family, so it was my first time to take a whack at it, and what better way to learn and experience this than being in Japan on New Year's Day.
So continuing our Niigata adventures, now we got to actually volunteer to be a part of this amazing mochi pounding experience here at the Northern Culture Museum. You know, we were led by our Team 808 captain, Yuki. Yuki, thank you so much for leading us into success and building making and pounding great mochi. How does it feel to be a winner?
It feels great, you know. And the thing is, it's to produce a product like this in the New Year's. It's just even more rewarding. Not to mention that it's delicious. It's delicious, and it's a heck of a lot of hard work, man.
We did it for about 3 minutes, maybe. It is so good, but the only bad thing is that I think mochi is forever ruined for me trying to eat this from a store back home.
Exactly. No, because I've done it before, in California, and nothing's better than homemade mochi.
Yeah.
It's the flavors, and I think it comes from the usu and the kina. It just gives it extra flavor. I think the whole New Year's trip is really fun.
Well, I thank you for joining us here in Niigata. Of course, first Tokyo, then Nagano, then Niigata, then we're going back to Tokyo. And brother, Happy New Year's.
Same to you. Akimashite omedetou gozaimasu.
Akimashite omedetou gozaimasu.
The Nonstop 808 group was given Japanese calligraphy classes, sharing in the art of kanji, and they also got to do one of my favorite activities here the last time we visited, designing our own gold inlay lacquerware. Each design etched that day ranged from cute to complex, with a few notable standouts. It was time for lunch, and our meal would reflect traditional New Year's Day dining. Ozoni, New Year's Day soup, and osechi, an assortment of symbolic fish, seafoods, and vegetables, was served. As this was a very special group on this special day, a number of the museum's artifact porcelain plates, dishes, and bowls, which are normally locked up and on display, was what we all got to eat and drink out of. After the kagami biraki, or ceremonial breaking open of the sake barrel lid, our New Year's Day was capped off with a toast.
One more time. Yes, very good. I'm a
Wow, folks, again, Happy New Year. This is Doko Ga TV nonstop travel special in Niigata. Gee, and this looks like bacon, which is always a wonderful thing.
The finest pork belly,
Look at that.
the finest Niigata black line pork.
This has been a wonderful trip, brother. Thank you so much again.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming along.
Well, today was like 4 years of Japanese education at the Northern Culture Museum. It was it was wonderful to be back.
We had the curator, director, the vice director, and he was also our professor.
Yes.
We learned
That's
all
right.
about the Bunkichi Ito family and the whole history.
Yep.
It was a fabulous day.
Wonderful day. It's the first time I've actually had traditional osechi in 13 years of Doko Ga TV history, and it was wonderful.
3 full boxes of
3 full boxes.
deep boxes of just goodness, just New Year's stuff.
The shrimp was like that thick. It was amazing.
Yeah, you know, we can attest, even some Japanese people have not seen quality of that type.
Because even Sato-san, I had the honor of interviewing him 2 years ago when we came from Sakinoji, and we did our Niigata Tokushu. He was explaining the giant sake bowl, I can't even call it a cup, the gigantic ceramic pot of joy that we got to actually sip sake out of. And so here are the items that they had today at lunch that we actually got to touch, hold, and experience are normally behind glass, and I'm pretty sure I remember seeing some of those 2 years ago.
Well,
you know,
most of them are behind glass, and they have alarms
Yeah.
set on the
Alarms.
glass.
Yes. Yeah.
So as we were touring the museum today, pieces were missing, doors were open, and it's like, wow, what happened to these dishes? And I was pointed out that those are the dishes that we're going to be actually eating, drinking, and enjoying New Year's feast with. So, yeah, they went all out.
They went all out.
We had the Ito family treasures.
Yes. historic treasures here in Niigata. Speaking of treasures and feasts, we have something in front of us that we need to start eating because I'm really hungry.
Shall we start?
Oh yeah. Bye. Oh, yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, folks.
This is Niigata Sake YK35. So they polish down the grain
Wow.
of rice to 35%.
35%.
Only the very best part goes into making sake.
You know, I had a crash course in sake education 2 years ago here in Niigata doing a sake no jin, and I learned that there are a little over 90 sake shuzo here in Niigata, and the highest output of daiginjo in Japan is right here in Niigata, which explains a lot. So all the sake has been wonderful.
Let me just read the menu here.
Yes, please.
Appetizer, organic vegetables, locally grown in Niigata with a tofu dipping sauce. Delicious.
Oh, that.
Homemade ham, chicken breast, and then yellowtail carpaccio with some garlic. Good
Heavenly.
stuff.
Heavenly.
Now, the best part is
Yep.
this shabu shabu.
Yes.
It says
Yes.
here, Miyuki Mochi Buta, antibiotic-free pork raised healthy with a safe food in Uonuma area, Niigata. Also with organic vegetables, right here grown in Niigata. And at the end, we're going to have some risotto made with Niigata homegrown rice, koshihikari, with a little bit of, I think, Parmesan cheese.
That's so good.
Tell them about the sake.
Yes, so this is not normal broth that's here. He poured some Kubota, which is one of the flagship sake brands in Niigata that I know a lot of folks back home are very familiar with, including Gene and I. So it's actually part of this broth, part of this mix. Of course, the alcohol boils out, but it leaves a wonderful extra flavor that you normally don't get in normal shabu shabu. Everyone, please, tabimasho. Let's eat. Let's eat.
So we're going to be modest and start with putting our vegetables in.
Shucks. Okay.
Yeah, we want to start with the pork, but you know.
Yes, please
This
teach our
little-
audience.
This little shabu shabu shabu, and that's done.
Okay.
And then we have two sauces here. One is
Right.
like a shoyu based. Here we have a sesame
Which is
based.
my favorite.
Yeah, my favorite too. I think this is what pork is supposed to taste like.
We got to go to Japan for that. We have to go to Niigata for that, actually.
Yeah. Have to come to Niigata and
Oh, look at that.
yeah, shabu shabu shabu. See, like only 20 seconds and done. And
Oh
just
my
dip
God.
and eat.
Good fat. Very much so like bacon.
Good stuff.
So Niigata, obviously known for rice, known for the sake, great pork, food, culture, which we learned a lot about today. How many tours does Nonstop do to Niigata?
We have Grand Niigata and Sado Island.
Oh,
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah, Sado Island is wonderful as well. We have another tour that goes through the Sea of Japan, and we also have a tour comes up the other way. It does the snow monkeys, and then it comes up to Niigata. And of course, this New Year's in Japan, we're planning our second annual for New Year's.
Folks, normally their first trip to Japan is seemingly like Osaka or Tokyo, especially. But you have to explore and go outside, and Niigata is perfect for that because, you know, you're getting a little bit more of the culture, a little more of the countryside, a little bit more of the core people and food and just scenery that, you know, Japan has to offer.
When you come out to the countryside, the people are really nice.
There.
Yeah, I mean, they go out of their way to help you, and they seem to be genuinely happy to see you, and they really they show it. The hospitality is of a different level, a different brand.
You know, we started off in Tokyo, you know, stayed at the beautiful Keio Plaza Hotel, and then we headed out to Nagano after, and then we're in Niigata right now. So a lot of time tours are kind of structured as such that there is a shopping component for the shoppers out there, and I know there's a lot.
And on this trip, on the New Year's tour, you have the extra added bonus of the Fuku Bukuro.
Oh, yes, that's true. So worth it. I'm going to see if the Ginza Apple Store still has theirs, because
You might get an iPad for
I know.
how much? $100?
$100. It's like Vegas, but a lot better odds because you actually go home with something. So, you know. Again, this has been a wonderful tour, a wonderful experience here in Niigata. Again, thank you to Akiyama-san, Endo-san. Thank you so much for welcoming us. And as always, mahalo for tuning in to DokoGa TV. Take care and aloha.
Aloha.
Folks, We're here at Niigata Station. We celebrated New Year's here in Niigata City. We're heading back to Tokyo right now on the Shinkansen. It's about a 2-hour ride, and of course, whenever I do Shinkansen, 2 very important things. Water, stay hydrated, and ekiben. So this is, they call it ekiben because it's actually a station bento. Eki being station, of course, a ben being short for bento. So this is how I'll keep busy for 2 hours and hopefully get a nap in. And then we'll be arriving at Tokyo Station in a couple hours. Then we have some free time to check out the Fukubukuro action in Tokyo. Ikimashou! So we're here at Hachimangu Shrine. This is Kamakura City, beautiful Kamakura City. I love Kamakura.
Yes, nice city.
Yep. I also understand this used to be the capital of Japan, capital city.
Yes, that's right.
Of course, now it's Tokyo. You can see that on New Year's Day, there's a lot of synergy, energy. The people here are all here to wish good health and good fortune for themselves, more so their family members. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. So here, continuing our New Year's adventure with a near and dear friend of mine.
Hi, I'm Eileen Nita, Sacramento, California.
Now, are you born and raised in Hawaii?
Yes,
Okay.
Halava.
Halava?
Yes.
Oh, and how long have you been living in Sacramento now?
A long time, jumping around, long time, at least 20 years. My
Okay.
parents are there now.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yes.
Now, parents, speaking of family, you're traveling with family.
My sister is here and her husband and her friends, and then we said everybody come.
You flew to Honolulu
Honolulu.
and then flew with us. here
Yes,
in Japan.
because the time difference,
Yeah.
I want to adjust a little bit.
Okay.
And then going back, I'm going to stay
out
a
Hawaii for a
while.
little while?
Yes, of course. Last year, I wanted to come to Japan in the new year. When I saw Nonstop's itinerary, I knew it was going to be good. And it's beyond my expectation. Beyond.
Yay!
Second time for New
Second
Year's.
time for New Year's. Okay.
Yes.
So what did you do the first time? What kind of where did you go the first time?
Osaka was with Nonstop. That's why I wanted
Look
to
at
come
this,
again.
nonstop. I love
wanted
that.
to
I
come-
love that.
Yes.
What other parts of Japan have you been?
Osaka, Nara.
Oh, did you feed the deer?
Yes.
Okay.
Ah!
Did they bow at you?
No, I was kind of scared.
Yeah. Nada's known for that deer part.
Yes.
And I know some of the more hospitable deer will bow if you bow. And of course, you give them a little snack.
Yes.
But I've had a few experiences where they tore into my pants because I had the crackers inside.
In your pants, yes.
Don't do that anymore. Sharon and Mike, aloha, and thank you for joining us.
Aloha.
Welcome.
New Year's in Japan. Now, I met your sister.
Yes.
So you folks are from
Keikaha.
Keikaha. I was looking for that, Keikaha. Now, how have you been enjoying Japan so far?
Fantastic. It's been great. Yeah.
How many times have you been here before?
4.
Fourth time?
The first time was 1971.
First time was 71. This last year, a couple years ago maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Mike?
First time for me.
Really?
Yeah.
High five. Nice.
Everything's brand new for me, so yeah, everything's been great.
Everything's an adventure.
Especially that last crowd that we had to deal with.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The controlled chaos that you can find at
Control
Temple. Yeah.
chaos, exactly. Yeah.
Mike, you brought a very good point of something that you found that I want to share with the audience. Where'd you guys go and what'd you have and how much did it cost?
Well, we were walking down the street and we saw an Italian place, and our nephew told us that in Japan right now, spaghetti's a big deal. So we saw a sign for spaghetti. We went down. We were the oldest people there, so I knew it was going to be cheap. But the beer was $2, and the meal was $5. So hard to beat.
And we came out full, and it was delicious.
Anybody you want to say hello to back home?
All our friends on Kauai, especially my library group, because
Your library group. Oh, that's
yeah, we do that Oshibana every week, and
nice.
that. And my retired teachers from Kikaha School.
My pickleball friends.
We played a lot of.
I play a lot of pickleball. Yeah,
Okay.
And there's quite a group on Kauai, actually.
Nagano, Niigata and Tokyo New Year's tour. Now I'm surrounded by these models here, like a family of models that are traveling with us.
I'm Lynn Okamura from Wahiawa.
I'm Raya from Wahiawa. I'm Malia from Hawaii.
I'm Terry from Kauai.
How's it been? What have you been enjoying about our time here in Japan?
Just seeing the sights and getting to experience Japan in New Year's, something different than what we have at home.
Did you like the monkeys?
Yes.
I like the monks. They're really cute. Did you get to see them really close?
Yes.
What does a monkey look like? Perfect. Did you enjoy seeing monkey friends?
Yes.
Now, I know we had some soft cream together. Have you had more soft cream since then?
Yes.
And what's your favorite flavor?
Vanilla.
Have you had any other flavors?
No.
I like that. She set her mind on something and she follows through, only vanilla. How many times have you been to Japan?
3.
3? How old are you?
7.
That's not fair. How old are you?
10.
I heard you went on some cruises before.
The Disney cruise.
Can you guys adopt me? Anybody want to say hello to back home?
Grandpa.
Grandpa, who couldn't be here on this trip. So it's because of him and my mom that we are able to come on these trips.
Earl and Brenda, mahalo. We have 48 hours left. What are some of the things you're looking to get before you go?
Just some little trinkets to remember the trip.
Stationary stuff.
What kind of pens?
Friction.
How do they know about friction pens? So young.
Damage yesterday.
Oh, you did damage? What kind of damage?
We went to Kittyland, and then they went to the Legoland Discovery Center, and in that place, there's like lots of shopping.
So how many bags are you coming home with?
5 suitcases and 4 carry-ons.
That's just for her.
Join us next week for the conclusion of our Doko Ga TV New Year's Nonstop Video Diary series. And as always, mahalo for tuning in.